What's going on? How we doing today? Um, really special day today. We are in March right now. We are in the season. We are changing. The energy is here. The Today's topic we're going to be talking about is how coffee dehydrates food, and we're going to talk about what that does for you as far as your body fat, right? Why your morning routine is stopping you from actually losing waste. And when I mean waste, I mean waste, not your waistline, but I mean that waste, that stuff that needs to be thrown away. Because fat is nothing but toxins that is inside of your cells. And if you want to get rid of the waste, you have to utilize that waste. You got to tap into that fat as stored energy. So many of you guys are in a fat storage mode rather than fat burning mode. So this is what I teach as a professional. I don't do the weight loss. Weight loss means you are losing not only fat, but you're also losing muscle mass in the process. So the main thing is coffee. People drink first thing in the morning is one of the biggest reasons some of you are not losing body fat. And the crazy part is nobody is really breaking this down in a way that actually makes sense because people tell you to drink coffee. A lot of times when you see people that are fasting or people that are on the keto diet, they drink nothing but coffee and they have keto creamer, keto this, keto that, but they don't explain why first thing in the morning time it's not good to drink coffee because nobody goes in deep. Most of you guys wake up, you grab your coffee, and you maybe even eat a little something, quick rush to work. You're sitting down in your car. Then all day you're sitting down in your desk in your office. You're living a sedentary lifestyle, right? And what happens is you're already drained throughout the day. And you feel like you're getting your day started right away, but what you're really doing is you're putting yourself behind before your body even gets a chance to start work and real work. And I'm not going to say metabolism like everybody keeps throwing that word around, right? Because metabolism comes from building up lean muscle mass, right? When you build up lean muscle, you actually speed up your metabolism because your body doesn't store fat right away. It goes to your lean muscle because it has to feed it. When you work out, you don't build up muscle, you tear it down. That's the science of metabolism, right? A lot of people have metabolism dysfunction because they don't have lean muscle mass, right? So when I say metabolism, I'm not just going to just throw that word out there, okay? So coffee, you're drinking that in the morning time, you are pulling out minerals from your body before your system gets started, before your body gets hydrated. You see, coffee is it's a diuretic, which means it forces your body to release water and also electrolytes. That's the exact things your body needs to function. You need minerals. So now you're flushing out magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, right? The same things that are responsible for your energy, for your focus, and your ability to actually move throughout the day without crashing. Give this to somebody that goes on that line in Starbucks first thing in the morning time, or they go to Wawa. Give that to them, please. Like this video, comment on this video. Please let me know that you are in here with me and what I'm saying is making sense to you. Today, I'm on my first day of dry fasting. No drink, no water, no nothing. I am being the actual proven example, living example of I practice what I preach, right? So, anyway, it's pulling out magnesium, potassium, is pulling out minerals for your body. These things is what your body needs. You see, you have macronutrients and you have micronutrients. Macronutrients is your carbohydrates, your protein, and your fat. But micronutrients is your minerals, your vitamins, and your phytochemicals. Without minerals, minerals plays a huge role in your body. You need minerals. Coffee robs you of that. It takes from you and it doesn't give you back. It's not natural. We found a way to utilize it because it tastes good, but it robs you of your minerals. Those minerals are not just sitting inside of your stomach waiting to be used. Also, when you drink coffee, like when it takes it out, it goes in, yeah, it goes in your stomach. It pulls from all different directions. It pulls it. Minerals are a part of your system. You need it. And it's tied into how your muscles work, how your nerves communicate, and how your body actually operates. So when you start the day like this, what you're doing, you're not starting balance, you're starting way behind. You push yourself way behind. And then for those that get so busy at work, you have nothing else to do, and then you don't really eat, you're just drinking coffee, you are further robbing your body and you're going down. Most people don't even realize it until later when their energy drops, their focus drops, typically around 3 o'clock. Like, I mean, this was the perfect time to go live, right? And I'm going to be going live more because my goal is basically to give this information back. Um, we need to actually slow down because where most people miss this entire thing, this is why so many people stay stuck, I would say. You're operating off of effort and motivation too when it comes to this fat loss journey. Many of you guys are on a weight loss journey and not even understanding that there's a huge difference between the two. But your body does not run on motivation, right? Let's pause on the coffee, right? Your body runs on systems, just like everything else. Your job is a system. Your house is a system. Your body runs on systems, and those systems run on resources. And when those resources are not there, your body is not going to perform the way you expect it to perform, no matter how hard you try. So when you start talking about fat loss, people immediately go to calories. They go to eating less. They go to doing more cardiovascular endurance. They're walking, they're running excessively. I spoke to some woman today that was like, "Oh yeah, I ride my bike and I walk." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I mean, well, what's up with the strength training?" "Oh yeah, I need to do that, but I like." What did she say? She said something dumb. It was so disappointing. She said, I'm sorry, I'm fasting right now, so I'm trying to remember. So she said, she said, I like to work out outside. Ma'am, it's cold outside, number one. So you're giving yourself an excuse on why you really don't want to go outside. So when you go outside, you're just only walking or possibly riding your bike. I said you have to strength train. Yeah, but I like working out outside. 95% of dumbbells, kettlebells, and machines are inside. Unless if this is California and they got gyms that are on rooftops and outside on beaches. That's not where we're at, man. We are in the state of New Jersey, where it gets extremely cold. You can't work out outside. It's just not gonna work. You can do your cardio outside. That's totally fine. But anyway, many of the times, we're working off of not being knowledgeable. But when somebody gives you knowledge, you have a duty now to really do the right thing. And if you don't, then that's on you. So when we talk about fat loss, people immediately go to those calories. Fat loss happens internally inside your body when your body is able to take stored fat and convert it into usable energy. Like I said, it has to create what we call lipolysis. This is when your body takes, right, from your fat and it utilizes it and it eats it up. Many of you guys can be working out and exercising, and your body takes the minerals from your muscle because you're not doing it right. Your body goes into a catabolic phase where it cannibalizes your body. It starts to eat your muscles. And once your body starts to eat your muscles, forget about it. You have serious issues. This is why your body will then start to blow up and you'll start to gain a lot of weight. When you see people that are overweight, they have metabolism dysfunction, which is no lean muscle. That's all that means. They don't have lean muscle. That means that when they work out and exercise, the next good one, a good one I give them, they'll be sore the whole for the next 4 days. That's when you know you don't have lean muscle mass. When you're consistent, when you're constantly sore, when you're doing exercise and you feel so sore, that's when you know your lean muscle mass is not there. A person like one of my supreme warriors that trains and they're consistent, 3 months they're feeling sore, but they're not. It's not the next day. They can go home, they can stretch, and they can get better, and they just feel stronger the next day. They just got all this energy. But if you're coming fresh off of this thing of not working out, or you go to one of those other gyms and you come into one of my classes or one of my other trainers' classes, you're gonna leave sore. You'll be sore the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day to the point where you're texting like, "Oh my god, I think something's wrong with me. I don't want to be so sore like this." Fat, and the only way that you can get into that fat storage zone is if you put on lean muscle mass. That's my whole point. Now, here's one of the parts almost nobody explains in a way that really connects. So the entire process depends on your body being able to carry out specific reactions. Remember, I said your body runs on systems, and those reactions depend on particular enzymes. And those enzymes depend on minerals to actually work. We're talking about fat loss. We're talking about the subject today is why your morning routine is stopping you from actually having fat loss. Not weight loss, but fat loss, right? So, our body runs on systems, and we talk about enzymes. And those enzymes, like I said, they depend on minerals to actually work. So if your mineral levels are low, your body does not have what it needs to complete the process efficiently. And when your body cannot complete the process efficiently, it doesn't it stops pushing the way that it's supposed to. It actually starts to slow down. You start breaking down. What do I mean by this? Let me just put this in layman's term. So there's over 101 discovered minerals. Some people think that there's way more minerals, like there's more vitamins, right? Those minerals are in many different things and many different substances, and they have names for all of them. Like I said, your magnesium, your potassium, and things. We are only getting about 20 to 30, maybe 40 minerals per day with our food, if lucky, because many of us don't eat whole plant based and we're not getting enough protein, which is the issue of why many of us are not getting towards our goals when it comes to fat loss because we're mineral deficient. Enzymes plays a huge role in it. And I'm going to teach you guys at the end of what you need to do, right? So bear with me because I'm stating everything out, right? I'm building my case. So we're running on systems and we're talking about minerals. And if your mineral levels are low, this means that your body cannot complete the process the way that it's supposed to, and your metabolism slows down because you don't build up lean muscle, because things can't be brought to other parts of your body, and the protein you're taking can just be flushed out because you don't have enough minerals in your body. No potassium, no iron. These things can throw you out off whack. This is why some people have thyroid issues because of iodine. This is why some people have iron issue, anemia. You get cold all the time. Many of you guys are not getting those things because of your diet, and it's not changing. And many of you guys have so much body fat, it's messing you up. And also, many of you guys have parasites that are eating your minerals and they crave coffee. That is one thing. So we have to basically break this down and go through this thing. Now, let's bring it back to your morning because this is where the problem actually begins for most people, right? You wake up and the first thing you do is stimulate your body instead of supporting it. Stimulating mean you're taking caffeine, you are trying to pick yourself up, but You're not supporting your body, you're actually going against it. Many of you guys go straight to coffee without giving your body enough water. And when I mean water, I don't mean just simple water. I mean water that has actual minerals. You don't give it minerals, and without giving it anything, it can't, your body, I mean, it cannot function properly. And because coffee is such a diuretic, you're forcing your body to release certain fluids and electrolytes into your bloodstream and into your urine before you have the ability to replace it, because coffee doesn't give you anything. It's literally empty. That's why people don't understand there's no properties, there's no healing. When we take things, we're supposed to heal ourselves with it. We're supposed to be good. We're supposed to feel like we're getting life, but instead we are getting nothing but death, which is the reason why people end up with cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes. Your body is trying to operate on a system, and you are throwing your system off. Less magnesium, less potassium, less sodium, you'll have a less balance overall if you do not shape things up. And day by day, as the time goes by, that gap in the daytime, because you don't eat, you starve yourself because you're so busy, becomes bigger and not smaller. And because you are not actually fixing the problem, you're just covering it up with more stimulation. Now, around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, this is so crazy because we're at 3 o'clock right now. Ask yourself, how are many of you guys feeling? Because your energy drops hard, your focus will also drop as well. And you don't feel like doing anything productive. And that's why when you grab your phone, you start scrolling, you're busy at work, and you just kind of just shut down. When you know you got to do certain tasks, you just pick up your phone, you start scrolling, looking for something to wake you back up, looking for something to stimulate you, because your brain needs some sort of chemical endorphins. And it's already been a proven fact that most, social media is very addictive. Why is it addictive? Because it actually sends serotonin, and it also stimulates dopamine inside of your mind. It's a feel good hormone. Most people think that, like, you have to just start from somewhere. Also, I just want to say this. Most people think that they have to start from somewhere extreme. You don't have to start from somewhere extreme. Like, I'm doing a fast right now, but I don't just go to the extreme, even though I am an extremist. But I don't tell you to go to the extreme, right? What I'm saying is that you have to come with knowledge first, because that's the basic foundation. So I'm saying, like, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, your body, your energy is crashing. You have to become disciplined, because discipline is power. You're not lazy. You don't lack focus. Your body is just low on resources because you don't have the knowledge, because this is not your profession. So, what we need to do is we need to come up with a specific type of system so that we can actually do what we have to do. It's one thing to sit here and talk about, minerals, energy, structure, and systems, like I'm saying, and all that sounds good. But when you actually step outside of your normal environment and you observe people, you start to see the results of years of habits that play out in real time. And that's what, I was paying attention to when I went on vacation. So I just got back from Mexico, right? And I was around people that were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. People had little kids and stuff like that. It was a lot of crazy food in the resort. It was a good time that I had because I had a chance to really reset. But I could see how it could be a struggle when a person goes to a vacation and they do not, have the type of support, because I paid attention. When most of you guys are like drunk or just enjoying the results and stuff, I just scan a room and I look around, because my business mind doesn't always want me to be in customer mode, right? So I look at things from a certain perspective. I'm like, okay, there is 20 people on this in this specific area. Wow. You know what I'm saying? These people are probably here for about 4 nights. Man, they're probably paying $400 a night, and that's times this, and right, that's just how my mind works, right? So I'm scanning the room, but this time I'm not looking at it from a business standpoint. I'm looking at it from a health standpoint because the more I paid attention, I started seeing people that were extremely overweight. I started to see people and I started to look and notice their appearance. And I'm talking about struggling to move. A lot of people needed assistance just to get around. Many of them are holding on to rails when they were walking up and down. A lot of them needed extra support to just function in a basic environment, right? We're at a resort. You're supposed to work hard all year. You know what I'm saying? You pay all this money to go to this place and you need assistance. I mean, and people looked at like my age. They were in their 40s, some people were in their 50s. And I'm like, damn, like a lot of people were really, really unhealthy looking. And then to top that off, the resort served pork for everything. Pork for breakfast, pork for lunch, pork for dinner, pork sandwiches, pork bacon, pork salad. Like everything was pork. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, not only are these unhealthy people, you're serving them, they're going to literally go home with a bunch of parasites, and that's going to be their fate. Anyway, it's crazy. Now, I saw people also that were not overweight, but they had no strength. A lot of them had looked little sickly bodies, not really strong looking. And the people that were unhealthy, they needed a lot of support. That's where it really clicked for me because this is not just about weight, it's about how the body actually functions over time based on how you treat it. Imagine going to a different country and then you having some sort of health issue and you have to depend on their doctors. You want to be tip top shape when you go out. You never know what happens. Something happens, you got to run away. There's a tidal wave that comes. It's a tsunami. You know what I'm saying? Don't act like it don't happen. If you go to Asia, there's tsunamis that actually come in. There's a movie about that. I saw that. I mean, that's why I mentioned the tsunami, right? But anyway, I'm watching people walk on a beach, and I listen. When you go to the fitness areas, there's people that were working out and exercising and still keeping up with their day to day, and I was really, really proud. I was like really excited about that. You know, they were exercising, but the ones that were not stopping, they were trying to catch their breath. You can literally hear it wheezing. You know what I'm saying? This is what this type of stuff doesn't happen overnight. This is years that are stacking up. You know what I mean? This is years for you not supporting your body. This is years of you making up excuses. Years of you basically, making excuses all throughout the winter time, and then the summer time you gotta suck in your stomach. Oh, it's the kids. Oh, it's the job. Oh, it's the this. Oh, it's the that. We have to do better and start creating systems. We got to design them so it actually works. Because we're only talking about 3 to 4 days of strength training, resistance training. I'm watching people not relaxing at all. Some people were in pain. Some people chronically go through this all day long. And I'm just saying that does not have to be your fate whatsoever. So, in a nutshell, we talked about coffee. Let's move on to oatmeal. Yeah, we're going to talk about oatmeal now. Now, for our folks that start their day off and they eat oatmeal, right? You're thinking you're doing also the right things. But let me tell you something. Oatmeal, and I'm just picking these things. I don't want to be mean, and I know I don't want to stop you guys from eating your favorite foods, but hey, we got to tell the truth, right? Oatmeal is a grain, and grain contains compounds that can bind to minerals. Okay, so the compound we're talking about in oatmeal is phytic acid. Okay, phytic acid binds to key minerals inside of your body. It's what your body needs, which includes to magnesium, zinc, iron, and calcium. Think about a magnet. Phytic acid is a magnet, right? It's a magnet, okay? Coffee is a magnet. And what it does is when you drink this magnet, it's pulling all of the minerals from your body. So now those minerals are present, but your body cannot use them efficiently because now they're in a different section. They're about to be urinated out. That's the issue right there, ladies and gentlemen. Magnesium plays a role in energy production, muscle function, in how your nervous system operates. And you want to take magnesium with food. Don't think about, oh, I just take my daily vitamins, because a lot of times your body can't absorb it anyway. Potassium and sodium, what are those minerals? So potassium and sodium, they're responsible for like a fluid balance and nerve signaling. So like if there's something that happens in your brain or something if you smack your leg, that nerve basically goes to your brain and lets you know that your leg got smacked, right? That's what potassium and sodium are for. Don't ever let a person tell you, oh, it's high blood pressure either, right? Or it comes from sodium. No, that comes from something totally different too. But anyway, so iron is directly tied to oxygen support, and this impacts your energy and endurance. Too much is not good, too little is not good. Now, zinc supports your recovery and your immune function and overall cellular health. So that's just to name a few. There's 101 minerals, and we're only getting about 20 to 30 minerals a day because of the food that we're eating. So when those minerals, those little bit of minerals that you are putting in your body, when they're not being used or they're being pulled from your body, then your body does not function at the level you expect it to function. And this is when your body starts breaking down. And that shows up as low energy, poor focus, inconsistent performance. And your body feels like it's not responding, even when you're putting in the effort, even when you're going up to the gym, even when you're showing up, you're exercising, but you still are not seeing the results that you want. Now, here's where most people misunderstand what is happening, right? With their body. You think because a food contains nutrients, they are automatically receiving the benefits. That is not how the body works. Your body only benefits from what it can absorb and actually use. So if something is interfering with absorption, then you are not getting the fuel value from what you are eating. And when you are repeating that pattern every single morning by messing it up with different coffee, with yogurt, that some yogurts that don't have any type of nutritional value with it, and oatmeal and all these rice cakes and all these different protein bars and things that don't have a nutritional value to it, that is what's disrupting the pattern every single morning. And this is what reinforces the same issues that you have day in and out. And this is why your body looks the way it looks like. So the question is not whether oatmeal is labeled healthy, because you can look and you can see some really healthy steel cut oatmeal, but they don't tell you the stuff that's in it. It's got a magnet called phytic acid, which basically pulls minerals from your body. Just Google it. Google it. I don't want to talk back and forth. It's a beautiful thing, right? Oatmeal will rob you of your nutrients. I said what I said. When you wake up, your body needs support. You have been fasting overnight, and your system has been repairing, regulating, and maintaining itself. It around 9 p.m. secretes melatonin, and it goes throughout your body. This is why you have to sleep in dark areas. This is why you need to make sure that the lights are off, your cellular phones are far away, and you are not on your phone all the way leading up to you going to sleep. You want to be able to be calm. This is one of the reasons why I also sleep with a sleep mask, so that my entire pineal gland can be blocked and I can start secreting off melatonin. When I don't sleep with my mask, I notice I can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning time. And I'm screwed because what else am I going to do? I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to start looking at emails. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to start answering. Next thing you know, it's 5:30 in the morning time or 6 o'clock in the morning time, and I'm over here gasping, trying to go back to sleep. Many of you guys have the same exact issue, but this is why you have to also control your sleep, and you have to set the tone with the right type of environment. So, well, like I said, we're fasting overnight, and your system has been repairing, it has been fixing, regulating, and it's been maintaining, right? So when you wake up, the first thing you consume should not be your body enemy, right? It needs to be something that makes your body function more efficiently. And this is where fruit comes in. I want you to listen. Fruit is so important, but it has to be understood properly. I'm going to say that again. Fruit is so important, but it has to be understood properly. There are three types of fruit. Fruit is just broken up into three groups. It's astringent, it's antioxidant, and it's phytonutrient. Each of these categories serve a purpose because astringent fruits will support your system and it will help regulate your body's function, right? This is what hydrates your body. For example, of a phytonutrient, a watermelon, right? Watermelon, right? So those are the things. No. I'm sorry. Astringent. I'm sorry. A pineapple. A pineapples is what actually pulls toxins from your cells. I'm thinking about phytonutrients. Astringent means it's taking the bad stuff out of your system and it's replacing it. Antioxidant fruits is what helps your body deal with stress and inflammation that builds up over time. So it's oxygen that's going to specific places, and a blueberry is a good antioxidant. Raspberries, strawberries, these are all antioxidant. And let me tell you something that's a cheat code. Stop mixing all of them together. Don't eat a pineapple with a blueberry. It looks cute. You can take a picture of it. It looks cute. But now that you've been warned, you are stupid for doing that. If you keep continuing to do that, okay? Stupid, right? Phytonutrient is the next thing. This is what supports cellular function. This is what the watermelons are about. This is what cantaloupes are about. This is what rehydrates. This is the papayas. These are cucumbers. And again, cucumbers should only be eaten by itself. Don't mix it with anything else. Unless if you are juicing it with a specific ingredient, and I don't got time to go into all of that, right? Instead, I want you to start eating fruits in the morning time, day by day, or even in the evening time, because you can get your protein first thing in the morning time with some sort of like a spinach with eggs. I'm sorry, not spinach. You can do kale, or for me, I'll do onions, peppers, you know what I'm saying, mushrooms with egg and cheese, like an omelet or something like that, right? So those are really important. Why? Because you're getting that protein in. You understand? I'm in here trying to go. So when it comes to what we're talking about, tell me, what is your day like? Tell me, put in a comment section what you eat. What are some of the things that you like to eat? Because eating fruits in the morning time can be a cheat code, and it can be really good for you. And also eating it later in the daytime. As long as you cut off your carbohydrates at 3 p.m., you're good to go. That's the cheat code. 3 p.m. Not saying to not eat protein later on, but if you eat your carbs from the morning time and you cut it off at 3, you're good to go. Your protein, let's say if you came home at 5 o'clock and you had a chicken with broccoli, right? That's technically a carb. So let's just say you had your chicken. There you go. But your salads, your rice, a bread. I mean, I get it. If you got the feeling, I don't want to stop you. I don't want to limit you. I'm not going to say don't eat this, but what I will say is that you got to be smart when you do it. Okay. So protein is important. Protein good inside of breakfast. You know what I mean? The issue also with protein, because we have different types of protein. Because what is protein? Protein is broken down as amino acid structure, right? So what you need is you need the right type of protein. So starting your day off with fruit or protein allows your body and your system to kind of stabilize itself. Why is this important? Because depending on what you do in the afternoon versus what you do in the morning time, some of you guys go to work, others are coming home from work. So we got to figure out what structure this is. And this is why we help, you know what I mean, our clients get towards their goals. Protein supports muscle. That's all we're talking about. When you're building up muscle, you will see. Muscle drives your body to use energy more efficiently over time. It literally gets to the point. So if you're not building up lean muscle and you're not supporting your system, then your results will also be limited. You'll be stepping on that scale with hurt feelings because you're not focused on putting on lean muscle. You are going to exercise, you're just blowing right through it, and it won't work. So, this is why it's important to get the type of protein that your body needs. And we have that protein right here, baby. Right here at mylifetrainers.com. Please go ahead and grab your protein. We have chocolate, we have vanilla, we have whey protein, we have plant-based protein. So go ahead and holler, mylifetrainers.com. Now, moving on. So you're moving, you're thinking, you're working, and your body doesn't understand that carbohydrates is what helps you also control when you're consuming. Carbohydrate stands for carbon, oxygen, and carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So for most of you, like I said, our cutoff should be at 3 p.m. And it's not because carbs are bad, but because of how your body functions throughout the day. You cannot also stop eating at certain times and then have large gaps in between. It doesn't work like that. You will do some damage. So trying to eat in the morning time and then get busy all day at work and don't eat until about 2 or 3 o'clock, we got to stop doing that. It's gonna really prohibit you from getting towards your goals, right? So we know what we have to do. We just have to figure out what we need to do in order to get towards our goals. Because fasting overnight and not having the proper system will always give us bad results. So it's important to really do what we have to do. And listen, man, I'm here. My goal is to give as much knowledge and wisdom so that we understand what we need to do. And listen, I love it. It's all about what we do and how we exercise and how we build, and that's it. So when we talk about building up, man, listen, we have it. What's our next step? Okay, so the next thing we're gonna have as far as the segment portion is I'm gonna be doing some reaction videos because a lot of people on social media have been sending me different types of videos and all these different things. So I wanna basically um I want to talk about, a couple of things. So hopefully our clients are basically watching this so that I can react to these videos, because a lot of people send me videos, I don't always react to them. So let me send you something. Let's look at the first video.
The brain begins to eat itself after 24 hours without sleep. Sleep deprivation triggers astrocytes to start breaking down parts of synapses, the connections between neurons, as an emergency cleanup process. And after the first day, neural communication slows, reaction time drops, and cortisol rises.
Many of you guys have this issue right here. There's a lot of people that are not getting sleep. Watch this.
While blood sugar regulation becomes unstable. And after the second day, the brain forces brief microsleeps as the immune system weakens, and hunger hormones ghrelin and leptin become disrupted.
Ghrelin and leptin, which is your hunger hormone. right? This comes from not sleeping.
After the third day, neurons fire irregularly and coordination declines as inflammation spreads. And after 4 to 5 days, toxic waste like beta amyloid builds up in the brain. And after a week, serious neurological and organ dysfunction becomes increased.
So basically, what he's saying is, listen, we have to work on not being able to prioritize. I'm sorry, we have to work on prioritizing our sleep, because when we're exercising and we're not sleeping, we are actually doing ourselves a disservice. So our body basically doesn't get a chance to heal itself, it doesn't get a chance to regenerate. So we have to do so much better, because if we don't, then we're going to see real issues, and those issues come later on too. It's not just issues that are like, oh yeah, I can just kind of get through this. No, we have to work on these things. All right, check this out. Let's look at the next.
5 warning signs that you may be insulin resistant, and most people deal with number 3 but don't realize it. Number 1 is that you are tired after meals. That crash that you feel after lunch is not normal. That's your cells rejecting glucose, so it stays in your blood instead of fueling your body. Number 2 is gaining fat around your belly and nowhere else. The calling card of insulin resistance is having a big belly, and your body just stores it there when insulin is elevated. Number 3 is craving something sweet after a meal. And here's what's happening. You just ate, you're full, but your body is screaming for dessert. And this is because your bodies can't absorb the glucose in your blood, so your brain thinks it needs more food. Number 4 is skin patches on your neck and your armpits. And this is a sign of your skin reacting to excess insulin. And number 5 is you're hungry no matter what you eat. And this is insulin blocking your satiety signals. Research shows that 40% of adults have insulin resistance, and most people are actually walking around with insulin resistance, but they have no clue. And your body is trying to send you signals. It's on you to recognize them. And I create a free guide.
Look at that. That's what it always boils down to, the free protocol. So basically, what I would say is some of this is, it has some semblance of truth, but overall, it contains some accurate elements, but I think it could be overall misleading, right? And oversimplified, right? Some signals mention the dark patches and the abandoned, abdominal fat that you have, because there's two different types of fat. There's visceral fat and subcutaneous fat, right? So subcutaneous fat is a thin layer of fat that's beneath your skin. Visceral fat is that dangerous fat that's behind your stomach, right? So when we talk about this, right, the claim, right, feeling tired after meals and certain things like that, definitely true. But it has to have some accurate elements, and sometimes things are oversimplified. So what I would say is that there are some signals of being insulin resistant. You should definitely talk to your doctor to do an actual test to see exactly what it is. I wouldn't just go off of this and that and the third and all this stuff like that, because that stuff can be, it's like a catch-all like thing that just scares you, and then it's like, oh, okay, cool, well, just buy my stuff. You know what I mean? I have this, it's like a lot of affiliate marketers that basically show certain things, and they kind of go in and they promote a certain type of drink or powder or something like that. I'm real in the field. I am real in the field. So I want you to understand that everything that I come up with, I'm actually living off of real truth and real experience. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about, some people, there are gurus that are basically out here, and it's important to know like who's who and what's what. Okay, let's look at the next one.
If you fast long enough, your body
Oh, this is a good one.
itself. You see, after just a few hours, your body finishes digesting food. Insulin drops, and it starts tapping into stored sugar for energy. By 12 hours, glycogen runs low. Your body shifts to burning fat, slowly entering a state called ketosis. By 16 hours, autophagy begins, a deep cellular cleanse. Damaged cells are recycled, tissues repaired, and toxins cleared. By 36 hours, your body reaches maximum reset. It's survival and self-healing all roll.
Yeah, so definitely true. And this is why it's important to go on a fasting journey, because when your body goes into a fasted state, it does, yes, it does build autophagy. And autophagy is basically a system where your body starts repairing itself and it starts to eat the bad cells and it eats cancerous cells and it basically works. So I definitely would work on that because having the right type of foods is really good. It's really important. And a lot of us were not taught this because it's not basically something that we have knowledge on. But now that it's 2026, man, there should be a lot more knowledge on fasting, man. Fasting can actually do so much wonders, and I don't understand why they don't even teach that and at medical school. Like, it's like they almost want you to be like unhealthy. I've had people tell me, "Oh, my doctor suggested that I don't do fasting." What? That was the main thing that they made people do back in the day. I'm talking about the 1900s. People would have to actual fast because they know that fasting actually kills autophagy, and it kills bad cells through autophagy. You know what I mean? So we got to figure this out, man. Next one. Let's look at the next.
Stress fat is real. If your belly looks hard and protruding like this, your cortisol is likely chronically spiked. When you're stressed, your adrenal glands pump out cortisol. This dumps glucose into your blood for a fight or flight response that never happens. With nowhere to go, that unused energy gets stored as toxic visceral fat deep inside your abdomen, wrapping around your organs. To fix it, stop intense HIIT workouts, which just add more stress. You need slow, restorative movement like walking and prioritizing sleep to lower the alarm.
Right.
You can't outrun a hormonal imbalance.
So stress can definitely make you overweight, and stress basically plays a large role because it dumps out cortisol, right? So chronic stress can definitely elevate that cortisol, and that can contribute to fat accumulation, particularly around your stomach, right? That visceral fat is the dangerous fat that's behind your actual stomach, which basically surrounds your internal organs, and it's a real health concern, to me, when I see that people are not taking it serious and people are walking around with those huge, huge stomachs. So we have to work on that because it's a lot of toxins that are in it. We have to work on basically detoxifying ourselves and actually feeling good and looking good. And, that's what it's all about. All right, let's look at this one.
Most people think salt is always bad, but that's only half the truth. Your body needs sodium for proper nerve communication, muscle movement, and hydration balance. Too much salt can raise blood pressure, but too little can cause fatigue, cramps, and dizziness.
So basically, I would say also I would agree as well, because when we're talking about salt, you want to be able to understand that it's not such a bad thing. I like to have Celtic salt, sea salt. It's important, right, to have a sodium balance, right, because it's essential for your nerve functions, your muscle contraction, building up lean muscle, right? So the emphasis on that balance rather than complete elimination is 100% accurate, because people just try to say, "Oh no, don't drink salt," and then they just throw it away, and there's no like sodium. So we have to do a thing and make sure that our folks are actually getting towards our goals. You know what I mean? Because we're not actually seeing the results that we want because of the lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I'm gonna try to see if I can find one more and identify with another one. Let's do it. Oh, hold on one second. I like this guy. Wait a minute.
Not working out is a death sentence when you're older in some really real way. Everybody who is older should be working out in at least two ways. Way number one is getting a sufficient amount of overall physical activity. That's 10,000-ish daily steps, or any more above that you have energy for. Cycling, tennis, volleyball, anything you like. On top of that, at least 2 sessions per week of at least 20 minutes of resistance training, heavy sets of 5, sets of 10, sets of 15, sets of 20, close to failure through compound large muscle mass movements, rows and deadlifts and pull-ups and pull-downs and all.
Got it. So basically, I'd say that this is definitely true. Like this guy, not exercising is 100% dangerous, because with not getting the right type of exercise in, It leaves you to broken bones when you get older. And my professionals, I want you guys to understand that if you want more productivity in life and you don't want to have to deal with somebody wiping your butt, yeah, I definitely would focus on that, because strength training basically helps you build up lean muscles. So when you get older, that's what it's all about. All right. So anyway, I love